Okay, the topic that I want to talk about is narcissism, but I'm going to talk about triangulation because triangulation is a um, tool or a form of abuse that the narcissist uses um, to abuse. Um, I have been going, I don't know if I told you guys this, but one of the things that I have been through is physical abuse and emotional abuse. I've been, um, with the narcissism, I've had triangulation inflicted upon me by my mother. Um, Triangulation is when one person or family member complains to another family member about another family member. Um, and it's unproductive. It's like gossiping. It's the same thing as gossiping. Recently, I had something to go down in my family, and somebody said something to somebody concerning me. And that's hurtful and it's disrespectful to the relationship. If you're not talking about something in order to gain insight um, about how to deal with a particular person or a situation, you're gossiping, basically. So if y'all know anything about me, I hate gossip. I'm just gonna go on and say it. I really hate that, and that's because I can say what I need to say in people's faces, but I hate gossip because I just feel like I just hate it with everything in my heart. And anybody that wants to get close to me cannot if they're doing that. I don't like it. I don't really care for it. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm just saying I don't really care for it. Triangulation is can happen when one parent complains to a child about the other parent. So that can happen in a regular family or blended family, um, uh, or should I say traditional family and blended family. Um, it's unproductive. It's disrespectful to the relationship, and it's not loyal. Um, and it puts a lot of pressure. If an adult is talking to a child about another adult, it puts a lot of pressure on the children because they almost resent you for talking about the other parent, and then they feel bad about actually engaging in the talk with the parent about the other parent. So you kind of put the kids in a bad space, if you will. Like I said, this happens a lot in familial relationships, like blended families and friendships. So, like, you have a triangle, just that's why they call it triangulation. You have a triangle, okay? There are three parts to this triangle, okay? Um, the first part is the persecutor, which is the top right. Well, this is how you know how a triangle looks, but picture my triangle backwards. So it's actually up like this. So you have the persecutor, the one that's talking about folks on the top right, and you have the rescuer of the person that's talking about folks on the left. And the person that's being talked about is the person at the bottom. So it's like two attacking one. Um yeah, so the persecuted is at the bottom of the triangle. Yes, I have notes. I'm reading my notes. Triangulation is a common tactic that narcissists, and I told you about narcissism, that narcissists use to inflict harm and emotional abuse. It's when one individual or a person attacks or discredits um, another person. Like, I know you guys have heard of the smearing campaigns, people telling lies, or just saying bad stuff about people. I mean, most of the people that's talking bad are insecure. I mean, just like you can find something bad about somebody else, I'm sure somebody can find something bad about you. You know what I'm saying? Um, or abuse. You know, after you do the smearing up campaigning and the discrediting, personal attacks on the person, or abuse another person with a third party. It's always a third party involved. So anytime there's a third party involved, it's called triangulation. Just know that. So you can be at a cookout and one family member is talking about another family member to another family member. That's triangulation. I want to speak about this topic because I'm not here to talk bad about anybody. I just want to enlighten people. I think we all have been guilty of this. This is something that I've been going through ongoing in my family. I think because I've been feeling like I've been in the matrix for so long. I didn't know what it was. I just recently found the name for it, last year. And I just feel like I've been a victim of triangulation, but I feel like I've been on the other end of the triangulation where I might have, talked about somebody else or rescued somebody that was talking about somebody else to the one that's been talked about. And I think that we all have probably been a victim of this. It's not a healthy relationship dynamic, and it's very toxic. Once I learned that it was, first of all, I always hated gossip because it's painful. It dishonors the relationship. And I just feel like if you love somebody, y'all should be able to sit down and talk like real folks, like real talk, like, look, this is what it is, blase this, blase that. There are some levels where I won't talk to people, because I think when you act dishonorably, there's no need for us to talk because you grown, you know what you're doing. Especially when you take it upon yourself to go to another level with it. I just feel like I was in a matrix because it took me so long to figure it out. I knew something wasn't right, and it hurt so bad. And the emotional abuse, I didn't know what was going on. I will talk deeply about this. This involved, I was in a triangle where it involved me at the bottom, my mom here, the persecutor, and my sister, taking up for her, and I'm down here. I've also been the persecutor, you know what I'm saying, talking about, with the rescue, we're talking about the persecuted, okay? And I've also been the rescuer of the person that was bringing me the gossip to the person that's been talked about. So I feel like I have played, because I've been a product of my environment, I have played all those roles. I'm telling you that it hurts, especially when it's done in your family. And I don't do this to poke fun at nobody. Like I said, I think that we've all engaged in it, whether we want to admit to it or not. But I feel like it dishonors the relationship. It is disloyal, and it's disrespectful, and it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Coming from family members, if somebody in the street talking about you, you don't really care because there's no attachment. But when you have blood and there's an attachment, it does hurt. I mean, we can say it don't, but it hurt. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't get over it. I'm saying it hurts. And so you move on, and you don't go and, like I always say, don't let a snake bite you twice. You bit me one time, you will not bite me again. So being a product of my environment has caused me to be either the rescuer, the persecutor, the person that's talking about the person, and the persecuted, playing out. I played out all the sides of this triangle just because I was raised in this and I didn't even know what I was dealing with. long story short, I'm not going to tell you the deepness of it because I want you all to check out my book, which I will have that coming up soon. But I'm going to talk about it in depth, how it affected me deeply in the book. I'm gonna give you the players. And I might even tell you some stuff that was said, but I'm going to give you the real raw truth of my position and people in my family, their position. And like I said, I played all the parts, and I think everybody has when you think about it. But it's something that is common in families, and we don't really pay attention to it. But it's a big problem. It's a big thing when it comes to dysfunction. It's very dysfunctional. So, I just hope that I have educated you guys about this. Stay tuned for my next videos. I'll be talking more about it. I want to break it down in such a way that you understand what's going on. Okay?